Should I give him a second to ask for a take back, or should I take his queen? Okay, let's get a new game. I did win one then. Amish kid. How's it going, Amish? Okay, he wants to play with the d4. I'm gonna play a Nimzo Indian. Oh, I guess not. So what do I do against this? I don't really know. I could play something like the Bogo Indian with the check here. If I push my pawn forward, puts the bishop here, I put the knight here, and he pushes the pawn. I take, he takes, I move my knight, he pushes the pawn again, he's attacking my rook. Let's develop the other knight first. Ah, I know, I can play d5. That's what I can play here. Yeah, it's supported by the queen and the knight. So I think I want to take back with the pawn. Okay, let's straighten out the situation with the bishop here. Can't stay on this square, and it can't retreat because I'll trap it, so it has to take. Now, is this pawn hanging? Not yet. But let's do this. Let's defend my center and develop my bishop. He can try on a minority attack against my majority of pawns on the queen side. But if he puts the queen in front of the pawn, yeah, then it's not a minority attack. Let's see. So that created a hole here for him to put a knight on, or a, yeah. But the knight would have to go here and then here. Okay, so let's castle. So the knight could go here or here. Probably here. It seems like he's focused on that pawn. If I go here, he can't take it yet. So it's kind of like a minority attack, except using pieces instead of pawns, attacking the majority of pawns that I have on the queen side. That's funny. Anyway, this is defended by a knight, so I don't have to worry about that. Let's kick his queen. That's why I pushed this just one square, so I could do this. Queen can't go here. It could go here and stay on this line. But when it's off of this diagonal, now can I push this? Let's lift my queen up. Oh, if I do that, then I've got a problem with this pawn, huh? If I move the knight, then I have a problem with this pawn. Push this. See where his knight goes. His knight goes back. Okay. This is fine. So now I can move the queen. And that's so I can connect my rooks. I am thinking about trading the light squared bishops. I'm not sure if I want to do that or not, but he has a good pawn structure, so this is his good bishop. Pawns on dark squares and a light squared bishop. Putting pressure on my center all the time. Some might be to my advantage to get rid of it. Let's bring my queen out over here. I do have to keep track of my loose pawns on the queen side here, so. The knight holds this pawn. This is loose. But if I can make the action be about what's happening on the king side here, yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Might have wanted to trade the queens. Anyway, I want to get a rook to the e-file, I think. He really wants to trade queens, huh? I don't especially want to trade queens right now. Just want to get a rook to the e-file without losing my queen. So I could put a rook here, knight here, be attacking this guy. He can defend it, of course. He's got one knight defending it. Just needs a rook over. But he undefended his. Yeah, he resigned. Yeah, if you look at this, this was a classic blunder here. He undefended his rook, and that's mate, right? Nowhere for the king to run. Why doesn't it say? Oh, there it is. King have one mate. Okay. Next game. Okay, let's try d4. d4, I said. David Villa. So he played e4. I can just take it. This is what, the elephant gambit or something? Not a good gambit. But you have to keep your head. I think you just develop your pieces and give back this pawn. You hold on to it for a little bit because you need to Trying to make him work to earn it back, but like knight here and bishop here could defend it. But you don't do anything crazy like pawn to f4. See, he can go knight here to here. But as long as you're developing with logical moves, I think it's okay. Or is it? Is it? So yeah, if I try to defend the bishop, he'll take here, and then this is loose. But I am in check, so I'll have to do something. Now, what is this? Is this one of those tricks with the gambit? You play your bishop here and you think you're doing good, but he plays his bishop here. So instead you play the knight here. The point being, if you take the bishop, then he can take the rook, and if you and your bishop is pinned, so you can't take his queen. It's a cute trick. So you harass the queen a bit. Then just castle, I guess. So he's got a pawn. He's won a pawn. He's gone from being a pawn down to a pawn up, but he has no development except for his queen. I have 3 pieces out and I'm ready to castle. So this should be good for me if I don't do something foolish like castling here. Let's kick his queen again. Need to take advantage of these and then castle. So I can play the pawn forward. Let's go directly with queen here, though. I like that better. Because it supports bishop here. And now I can push the pawn. I can't move the knight. Yeah, let's push the pawn. Helps keep him out of these squares. And he develops the knight. I can fork it with that bishop. He has a check here. He has a check. He takes it. I'm threatening to take his bishop because this bishop here is loose. So he takes, I take. So he probably has to take my bishop. Knight here looks interesting. He'll probably trade it off if I do that. Okay, that takes care of the knight there. So let's push this pawn. Knight here was possible too, huh? Okay, I can't push this pawn. I have to keep in mind that if I ever do, he will mate me. I could put a rook here. Okay, but as it stands now, knight takes, bishop takes. So let's open up this line here. So he's attacking a bishop. I could attack his bishop. Yeah, let's take the pawn first. Okay, so now his attack is gone, but he has a pawn up. Let's take here first. Okay, let's bring the rook over here. His queen is on this pawn here, huh? But I can check and take rook, so he has to respond to this one. He went that way. Ooh. Let's see where the rook goes. The rook went there. Okay, so let's pin the rook. And give a check. See which way the king goes. Ah, he went there. Okay, that's a mate threat. And let's see. This is some kind of threat here too. I don't know. I have to worry about his queen as well. So. Okay, we will chase the king a bit. Get my pawn back. It's often what happens in these games. You get piece activity and you get your pawn back. He's now threatening things. So I go here check or here check. Let's go here check. Where do I want to go? I want to go here, actually. A couple threats. The threat of rook here. Well, that doesn't work. Okay. Let's go to the analysis board. I show you what I was thinking. When I went here, I was threatening rook here to skewer, and I was also threatening queen or rook to this square. So I don't know what he would do here. I almost moved my king, and then I realized he could take my rook. And that wouldn't be good. So this is +1 if he finds the right move. He should have checked me here. And I do have to move the king. And then he moves his king away, so he's away from both the threats. I can go here defending my pawn and defending the rook. What if the queen takes the pawn? That's a bad move because of g4 and a skewer, or if the queen takes, then this one. Let's try this one. And then this skewer. Okay, I don't know if I would have. You got scared. I scared you by touching my king, yeah. Good thing there's not touch move here. There we go. Okay. We're going to play, so he's playing a reverse Sicilian against the English. So I don't play the Botvinnik system when he brings the bishop out here because it's important, I think, to help strengthen this diagonal a bit. No, he wants to trade, huh? So if I take and then play d4, if he takes, I can take back with the knight, I guess. can check. I'll have to move my king. Or I could take with a pawn and we would have this ram pawn structure. If he takes. He could just move his bishop now, give a check. And in this case I will block with the knight. Threatening to castle. If he takes, I can take back. If he checks me, I can block. Block with the bishop, I guess, depending on how he checks. He doesn't have a knight here to attack my bishop. His knight is on the other side. He develops the knight with a threat, but I can castle. And I've got a threat on this pawn. So now he has to do something about this. Take the knight, take the bishop, defend the pawn. Yeah, he's got a lot of options. He defends the pawn. So what is this? We got a very symmetric pawn structure here. I have an actively placed bishop and knight. Just bring the rook out. Could bring the queen out here with a threat. Kind of a threat. Oh-ho. Decides he wants to do that. Let's see. So he gave up the bishop, which means he has one fewer piece to attack this pawn. So let's keep the pawn structure then. I mean, I was thinking of taking and pushing, but that helps liberate his light-squared bishop. Maybe it's better to just keep pressure on the pawn, tie his bishop down, and then I have a bishop that's free to roam. Do I care about that bishop? I just said it was free to roam. Let's do this and then kick the knight. Okay, he just attacks my rook. Oh, he attacks my pawn, too. Okay. Could have gone to the other side, huh? Could have gone here, but then he kicks my bishop. So it looks like we're heading towards a bishop versus knight endgame. I don't like that knight there. Let's kick him away. Again, take the knight and then give a check. Take a pawn, maybe. He did that. That's annoying. I have to give up the c file to defend this pawn. I was thinking, hey, he's going to push me back here anyway. So we're going to a queen's endgame, huh? Unless I take and check. King goes here or here. I can check again. Don't see too much out of that. He just went back, huh? How about we go here? This goes with check. Or I could take this pawn here. Threaten a check here. If it's any good, I don't know. Here, let's kick this first. Knight can't go forward, it has to go back. I was wrong about that. The knight can go forward. Let's put a little pressure on the knight. Also looking at the pawn again. And don't let him take my bishop. Okay, we're close to trapping the knight. He's going to come here and check me. Well, that's mean. Okay, I guess I can't allow that. Let's see, I can't go there. I guess I go here. Yes, so now from there, I can go here. Threaten to take his knight again. Tough position. So I go here, he's kind of trapped. Let's just gradually move these pawns up and try and hold my position together here. But I do have an extra pawn here. Passed pawns must be pushed. And that wins. Okay, so on the analysis board, what does the computer say? Computer says it's only plus 0.6. Only a very slight edge for white. Yeah, that was a complicated game. And then with king g7, it goes to 0-0. Tough game. Okay, let's go back. Let's get another game. THI 92. French defense, maybe? Oh, I haven't played e5 yet. But next game. Next chance, I will play e5 then. Okay, we've got a advanced variation. Yeah, I decided I should bring the queen out first, so I put pressure on this pawn, and he doesn't bring his bishop out. Okay, so he doesn't try for any gambits or anything. What's he do if I play knight here, though? I'll have 3 pieces on this. Oh, he can take. I guess if I really wanted to win a pawn, I should have taken first. But he's got a weak pawn here. So I will try and take advantage of. There's the bishop move. Okay, reposition the knight somehow. Well, it's got a home, so let's just develop the light squared bishop here. Could put the knight out here rather than, it was getting to feel kind of cramped, and the knight does have a target square here. can be supported with the pawn. Okay, and now I have a target here as well, and here. I see. He wants to repair his pawn structure, so he will take here. Let's just castle. I don't think that's a threat. I may have been wrong about that. But let's blockade this pawn first because there's a problem. There is a problem. The knight can go here. I don't know if that's helping or hurting. But anyway, I have chased his rook to that square. So since the rook went to that square, I guess it was its only square because this was taken. I can now move my knight with tempo. So I go here to attack the queen. If he can't take it. Well, he can take it. I'm not defended. Where else can I go with my rook? I mean, my knight. I could go here, but then he just moves his rook. But I take rook, but my queen's not defended. I go here, he takes this. If I take his queen, he takes back with the rook, so his rook is saved. If I take the rook, he takes my queen. The queen needs to be defended. And then he can move his knight there. So I could take here. No, I can't take there yet. But now I can move here because I can take his queen. Yeah, so now I can take the bishop if I want it. But it's just a trade. It's not like I'm winning anything. No, I am winning something. Because I have bishop here afterwards. He can push this pawn, it's true. Okay. Let's here, shut down that bishop. He brings the bishop back to life. Let's see, I could put this here, but then he'll bring the queen in here. Yeah, I could have grabbed the pawn. I think I want to try and get my rook into the action. I could also just force a trade of queens. I think that would benefit me. It's this threat of his queen coming here is one of the main defects in my position. Oh, he's going to grab a pawn. Well, like I said, I can force a trade of queens. Yeah, I really didn't see that was... Did not see that one. Let's first go here, though. See where his queen goes. Now, if I bring my other rook in, where does he go? He's got this pawn push again. Yeah. So let's go with the check. Oh, I went there. Well, this is still a mate threat, so let's see what he does about it. I mean, he can... play there, yeah. This is also a mate threat. Getting a rook on the back rank is pretty dangerous. Okay, looks like he didn't see that one. Okay. Well, a mate is better than grabbing a pawn, so again, I'm happy with how that worked out. Let's get a new game. Got time for one or two more games. So I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. JimsChess says, good luck, have fun. Does that show up? No, probably not. Okay, he is doing a Sicilian. Doing the knight c6 Sicilian. Okay, so this might be the Sveshnikov then, because he attacked the pawn first. Now the Sveshnikov would continue with e5. Or we could just play d6 and have a normal Sicilian, be a classical Sicilian. Thinking on move 5. Yeah, this is the classical Sicilian. So playing there is a pretty common response. Queen there. Whoa. Let's see, if I take his knight, he takes my bishop. And I go back. I mean, I could take his knight this way, or I could take his knight this way. Say, let's take the knight first. He took my knight. Well, I guess I'll keep my bishop. See, he could have taken my bishop with his queen. When I took his knight, I was attacking his queen. But he could have played queen takes bishop, and then I just have to retreat my knight. Oh, and I forgot to look at that other game. So here, let's stop the knight from coming to that square. He can take a pawn. This would be a lot like the poison pawn variation. He didn't bother. Okay, we'll defend the pawn then. Anyway, yeah, what I wanted to do was put my bishop here, and I still can't do it. He's got some tricky moves, this guy. Let's develop with tempo here. And then get castled. Okay, I should go back to pinning this knight, I guess, because I will be threatening to take this pawn. But now if I move the bishop, he'll take my knight. Let's go here. I could put my queen here. He takes, I take, he takes the bishop. Probably not a good idea. I could pin now. Threatening to take this with my queen after I take the knight. And his king being exposed in the middle of the board looks like it's a prime target. Okay, I'm going to let him have this pawn. Or maybe I'll play the rook here. After he takes, I could put the rook here. The queen would have to go over on this side. And I could take the take that. Ah, so he saw that and played the bishop there to prevent me from doing my dastardly scheme. But my idea was to play this check. Oh, he just wants a trade? That's no fun. If I let this turn into an endgame, he has an edge. With his king already developed and his rooks connected. Unless I can take advantage of his awkward position here, I won't get much out of this. There he goes. Okay, so he didn't defend the check, so let's go ahead and play the check. Then come back and defend my bishop. He could push this pawn. I was thinking I might be able to take the knight, but I can't really. See, if I put a rook here, bishop takes, rook here, queen takes, rook takes. Yeah, I'm outnumbered there. I was thinking maybe I could sack the exchange and still get the rook on the c file, but it looks like that would not be happening. The king went there. What a game. So just pawn to f4. No, he's got the bishop check here. That would be bad. Can I do something with my knight maybe? Knight here? So the queen can go here. Take the center pawn. Threaten the knight. Destabilize the knight. Back to there. Oh, yeah, because the knight there blocks the... blocks the bishop. I went there with the bishop. Okay. That's fine. Here, let's go here. I could have taken there with check already. Let's do that. I still can't get the knight, huh? Let's go here. Now I can get the knight. Finally. I wanted that knight. Okay, he's got a pawn. Let's block it. And then now if Yeah, let's go back and do this. Maybe I need to move my king before I can safely push the f-pawn. Okay, my bishop is defended at the moment. Oh, he left his rook hanging. Both rooks are attacked. Ah. Yeah, well, at least I saw that in time. Well, anyway, your opponent proposes a take-back. No, we don't do take-backs. Okay, let's go to the analysis board. It was just next to the resign button. He hit it by mistake. So when I went here, I was attacking this knight and this knight. Okay, so that was a better move than I realized. I was also attacking the bishop. So when he went there, if I take the bishop, he takes my bishop, but I can take the rook. And oh, this is not dead yet. But yeah, after taking the rook, he's all dead. Okay, so that was a good game. Let's look at my history here. I want to find that elephant gambit game. Southern defense, French defense, England gambit, they call it. Anyway, we can turn on the analysis and go back to the beginning. So d4, e5, and takes, and I have a +1 advantage here. He goes there, attacking the pawn. I go there, defending the pawn, still +1. He goes there with the queen. I go there with the bishop. So this is a point at which it's okay and probably simpler to just give the pawn up. You still have a +1 advantage in the computer's eyes. After he takes the pawn, you could go here immediately, threatening the knight. Oh, I didn't think of that. It doesn't mind the pawn structure. I mean, you don't have any pawns, but you do have a development advantage, so it gives you a +1. But anyway, in this position, the move I played is still playable, still +1. And then the move he played leads to this tricky line where he goes here with check. You have to come back with the bishop because the threat here, for example, my first instinct was to play the queen there, but he takes here and you can't save the rook. If you move the knight out of the way, the rook is still not defended. So it gets tricky. Go here with the bishop, and then where did he go? Then he took that. And then the knight out is the best move. If you take the bishop out, then he has this, and suddenly black is winning. So that changes the game from a win from white to a win for black. So, I mean, it's a very natural move to put your bishop here because, you know, look, the queen defends the knight defends the bishop defends the rook and attacks the queen. So it looks like you've taken care of everything. But there's this one move you have to be aware of that pins your bishop, so it's no longer attacking the queen. And if you take here, then he can grab the rook, or he can grab the bishop, it says. The rook is still hanging. It's just bad. It's just bad. -8. So, but if you go here with the knight, this is still, it's gone up to +2 because technically this move is not a good one. So where did I start to go astray? He went back immediately. I went there. Okay. It's better. This is like +6 if I move the knight. Okay, I didn't see that. So that's cool. The move I played in the game was okay. It's only +3 though. Then he goes there, and now I should have bring the queen out instead of developing. Now it's just an even game after this. You have to kind of keep pressing, I guess. And then you can take here. Because yes, take with the pawn. Okay, and now you can push the d pawn. The e pawn. Cool. What's my favorite opening? I like different openings. I like the Ruy Lopez probably, and the Sicilian are my top two. One for white and one for black. The Ruy Lopez is a white opening, and what's that convention for? Oh, the picture in the background is. Let's see if I can get that up on the screen here so I can see it. That's a tournament hall. They're all playing chess there. See. Yeah, it looks like a convention space, doesn't it? Anyway. Never know what to play against the Sicilian. I go as white against the Sicilian. I go into the main lines. I just play an open Sicilian. Just play... here, I'll show you. Yeah, let's turn this off so we don't get the arrows. And, there's a bunch of moves. He can play this, he can play this. I think even this is playable. And you have to bring your... but the two main moves... Oh, it's e6, of course. e6, d6, knight up, or an advanced dragon, or an accelerated dragon. So against any of these moves, you can just play d4. So whatever he plays, you can play d4. He takes, you take. And this is fine. It's an open game, or semi-open, because you've got a half-open file, and he's got a half-open file. And, it's complicated, right? But it's a game with chances for both sides. Black is looking to counterattack, and sometimes black plays back, or sometimes he goes on the attack immediately. Anyway, I have a whole series of videos on the Sicilian. It's like it's the beginning. The beginning of my opening basics series is all about the Sicilian, and the first one gives an overview. So you can play that. So you can go through those videos, and that's what you do. So yeah, your favorite is the Scotch Gambit. I like that too. The Tequila Gambit is better. So you go here, 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 here. That's the Scotch. e4, knight f6, and then d4. And if he takes, the Scotch Gambit is to bring the bishop out. And if you look at this position in the computer, it's still an even position. So it's not like you gave up much by playing this way. And lots of play. Lots of interesting play. Looks like the computer likes bishop b4 check. The Tequila Gambit, yeah. Well, I did the tea spill gambit on a stream not too long ago, where I spilled a cup of tea on my computer, which fortunately survived. I was able to unplug my computer fast enough. Anyway, that is it for this stream, if Black allows. That is it for this stream. Hope you guys all enjoyed that. Let's see who is streaming. Maybe we can go raid somebody.